Lead the Way, a podcast for school leaders with author, speaker, and educator, Dr. Bill Ziegler.
Welcome to Lead the Way, a podcast for ed leaders by ed leaders in 5 minutes or less. Today I'm with Dr. Marcus Belin, principal of Huntley High School in Huntley, Illinois. He's also the president-elect of the Illinois Principal Association. Dr. Belin, it's so great to have you on the program today.
It's great to be here, Bill. Thank you for having me.
You know, Dr. Belin, you are the principal of a high school of over 3,000 students. Getting ready for school after COVID and everything this summer, that's got to be a crazy thing. How are you doing with that?
It definitely is a crazy time, but it's, I'm going to be honest, it sounds crazy, but it's an exciting time because we've had to rethink education and how we do it differently. We can't do it the traditional way and starting back up on the first day of school and everybody's back and, you know, new school supplies, new outfits. That's not our focus. Our focus is just being able to keep kids safe, but additionally, too, thinking about how we're going to educate students in a world where we have to focus on health concerns and safety of kids, even more so than we have had to do in the past.
Coming back to school this year is going to be more challenging than ever. Dr. Belin, what can educational leaders do to prepare our students and our schools to come back safely this school year?
Bill, I think a lot of people are thinking of, the safe ways to keep them social distance and wearing masks and taking the guidance from their local health departments or state boards of education on what to do and how to do it. But one of the things that we also, too, need to make sure that we take a hold of and then the opportunity to do is recognize our students and their social emotional challenges that they may have faced. We have students who have lost family members. We have students who have gone through a social emotional roller coaster of being away from friends and of being away from their norm. And we have to recognize that for them and be intentional about approaching that in a very specific way so that they do feel loved and that they know that when they enter school, like we're here, not just thinking about their physical safety, but their social emotional safety as well.
Wow. What you talk about right there, the social and emotional safety of students is really paramount. And, as educational leaders are planning to go back to school, what are some steps that they could take to actually move forward and plan for this social emotional learning and care of students?
Really think about how you start the first few days of school. The first few days of school, the first week of school are going to be key as to how you set the tone for the rest of the year. Because kids they don't know. We don't know, if we're going to be in and out of school throughout the year, if things are going to clear up and everything will be fine, or if we'll be back to remote learning and be back in our homes. So we have to take hold of every opportunity we have to see our kids and look them in the face every day and give them the nuggets that they need to be able to carry forth through all of the challenges that we will face in the future.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I know off the air you were sharing with me how your school has 3 plans. You want to tell our listeners real quick about that?
Yeah, so we have a remote plan for if our students were at home remote. We have a hybrid that is remote and in person. So should we be back and forth to school? And then we also have a in-person plan of just how to maintain all of the requirements from the state board and the county health department and to be able to move education forward. So trying to look at those 3 plans and be able to seamlessly move through those 3 depending on what our current circumstances are.
That's outstanding. I love the comprehensive planning, the thoughtfulness behind that, and the implementation that you're looking at putting into place this fall. Dr. Belin, I want to thank you so much for being on Lead the Way and for all that you're doing for principals in Illinois and the students and your families in Huntley High School. Thanks for being on the program today.
Thank you again for having me, Bill. It's always a pleasure.
And Dr. Belin, where can our listeners find you on Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter at Marcus, Marcus, J, Belin, Belin. I'm always there, so reach out.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Marcus. Great to have you on the program today. And that concludes Lead the Way.
You've been listening to Dr. Bill Ziegler with Lead the Way. Bill has great resources for school leaders at chaselearning.org. That's chaselearning.org. Thanks for listening to Lead the Way with Dr. Bill Ziegler.